South Bend against Notre Dame, and they're ready to take their home field right now. Here come the Sooners. Owen Field, Gaylord family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in Norman, and we're ready for Big 12 football on Fox. TCU coming to town to take on OU. Hi everybody, I'm Gus Johnson along with my partner, the great communicator, folks, Charles Davis. And when you look at this game, you know Blake Bell, he's a starter now at OU, and Trevon Boykin, he's a starter at TCU. So two very solid quarterbacks, but this game is going to be about the D.
And let's start with Oklahoma because they look like the Oklahoma defenses of old. Fast, attacking, aggressive, taking the ball away from people. Led by linebacker Corey Nelson, who had a pick 6 last week against Notre Dame, which started them towards their win. Flip it over to TCU. They run that 4-2-5 defense, and they're led by their secondary. Sam Carter, on the back end, was the National Defensive Player of the Week. 2 interceptions, 1 on return for a touchdown. Which defense can impose its will on the other offense, take the ball away, and create extra opportunities for their team? That team wins the game.
And for TCU, this will be the 3rd meeting against a top 25 team, and they've only played 5 games. Coming up, TCU, OU on Fox right after this. And welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by Geico. Norman, Oklahoma, we're ready for TCU and OU. But right now, it's time to join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline, who moments ago met up with Bob Stoops. Here's Christina Pink.
Coach, a big win at Notre Dame last week. Seems like your group is really starting to hit its stride. What makes this team so special?
Well, so far, it's still very early. We need to build on that. We've played with poise. We've played with really good discipline. Each week we've gotten a little better, so hopefully we can add to it today.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Right,
good luck tonight.
All right, great football weather for the start of this game, folks. Nice bite in the air, 61 degrees. It stormed last night, lightning and thunder. We all got a good night's sleep.
Best one I've had in about a month. It was outstanding. Something about, listen, that weather outside just lulled me right to sleep.
Oklahoma leads 8-4 in a series that dates back to 1944, although TCU has won 4 of the 6 meetings in Norman and is one of only 2 teams, along with Notre Dame, that have a winning record at OU over the years. Oklahoma won the toss, deferred. TCU will receive. TCU ranks 5th in the nation in kickoff returns, averaging 31.2. B.J. Catalan has done the bulk of the work, ranking 13th in FBS at 30 yards per return. Catalan, Wade James back deep. And the Horned Frogs, B.J. Catalan will not get a chance to return this one, so TCU will start from the 25. And now, here are the Husqvarna high-performance players to watch, brought to you by Husqvarna.
B.J. Catalan, dual-purpose kickoff returner and leading rusher. Brandon Carter, they need big plays from him at the wide receiver position. He's been inconsistent thus far this year. Corey Nelson is their leader on defense, stays on the field in all situations, and Aaron Colvin is their lockdown corner, one of the best in the nation, a preseason All-American.
So that brings on Trevon Boykin, 6'2", 215, sophomore quarterback from Mesquite, Texas. Against Southeast Louisiana, he became the first player in TCU history to lead the team in both passing yards and receptions in the same game. From the 25, and he'll hand it off. James straight ahead. So Boykin last year against OU, 17 of 31, 231, a touchdown, no picks. He also rushed for 51 yards.
And last year, TCU was 4-1 on the road. Boykin, you can see 3-2 as a starter in those games. So the second loss came this year against Texas Tech. But TCU not afraid to go on the road. Boykin, a lot of poise for a sophomore. Look at the formation, the bunch here at the top.
Empty backfield. James in motion, lines up in the backfield now. On 2nd and 7, they'll fire it to the far side, and this ball is caught. Juwan Story, nice reception, but he goes nowhere. the Sooners have done a great job under Mike Stoops of open field tackling against spread teams.
They really got up underneath the bunch and did a really nice job. You see Colvin finishing it off and almost knocking the ball free. See how they hopped right on it with Nelson? Ball stayed with TCU. But an excellent job by Oklahoma snugging up against that formation and breaking it up.
Only a 1-yard gain. 3rd down and 6 at the 29. They need to go to the 35 for a first down. Boykin out of the gun. Remember, he's got great legs. Here's Boykin in trouble. And Boykin wrapped up and taken down. Pressure. Charles Tapper, the sophomore. He was a former hooper in Baltimore, and now he's rushing the passer at OU.
He gets the final deal, but watch number 2, Julian Wilson, comes totally free, and he just makes Boykin pull it down and into the arms of the hooper, Charles Tapper. Excellent pressure by Oklahoma, and really nice job and discipline by Wilson, not hitting Boykin in the head. He could have come through and ended up with a targeting penalty, avoided that, and OU still got the sack from Tapper.
So Ethan Perry will punt it away from his own 5. Jalen Saunders back deep. Saunders backpedaling. And it's fair caught at the 37. And now here are the Husqvarna high-performance players to watch. Brought to you by Husqvarna.
Brennan Clay has become the leading rusher for Oklahoma. He finishes every run with authority. Sterling Shepard has really come on at wide receiver. The connection with he and the quarterback, Blake Bell, has really jumped up. For defense for TCU, Jason Verrett, you heard Joel Klatt talking to pregame show, maybe the best corner in the country. And Sam Carter was the National Defensive Player of the Week last week. The 4-2-5 defense of TCU. The 5 secondary guys all make a lot of plays.
There he is, folks, the Belldozer. Blake Bell, redshirt junior from Wichita, Kansas. And the quarterback draw. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. But Bell, such an interesting story. We were here for week 1 for our first game, rather, with Oklahoma against West Virginia. And he did not start that game.
And he had been the heir apparent. Thought he would get the job after Landry Jones left, but Trevor Knight got the start. He was in the tank for a very short time, redoubled his efforts, waited his turn, and now that he's gotten it, he's taken off and flown with it.
2nd down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Brennan Clay in the backfield. Here's Bell. He'll flick it out in the flats. Clay will pick up the first down. Chris Hackett pushes him out of bounds, but it's a gain of 11.
As this game develops, folks, watch the physicality of this game. Oklahoma's offense, TCU's defense. Essentially, it's 11 fistfights on every play when you go up against TCU. Yes, it's 11 on 11, but you have to win your one-on-one battle on every snap in order to make headway against TCU.
Here's Bell with Clay as the pistol back. They'll give it to him straight ahead. And with Blake Bell in at quarterback, Charles, this is a different Oklahoma team than we've seen in the past with the Sam Bradfords and the Landry Joneses. They come into this game ranked 17th in FBS, averaging 200 and close to 60 yards per game on the ground.
And that's the change, and you noted that as we got going for this game. We were watching film, we were talking, and you kept coming back to this. Oklahoma runs the ball now with more authority than they have in recent years. Blake Bell can run it also, but the running backs are starting to get more than their share of work.
In the flats again this time. TCU well prepared for Clay as Verrett, the senior from Fairfield, California, All-America, comes up and makes the open field tackle.
And that's what helps distinguish him as a terrific player. He's not just a cover corner downfield who only plays the pass. He plays against the run and the swing pass and not afraid to come up and make the big hit as he just did.
3rd down and 11 of the 48. Sooners need to go to the TCU 41 for a first down. Bell out of the gun. Here's Blake Bell with time. Underneath. It's caught. But not enough for a first down for Brennan Clay. As Clay brought down on the play by Jonathan Anderson, the junior.
And he's a former safety, now playing linebacker, which adds to the speed on the field. But these are the guys to watch, the back end of the defense. Bell has time, comes off his first target, goes to his secondary, and then look at how many white shirts get to the football. Rally up, make the play, and force a punt by Oklahoma.
Well, Jed Barnett will punt it from his own 41. Brandon Carter back deep. He'll clear it. And the ball there caught, well, rather downed at the 11. A 33-yard punt. Coming up, the TCU Horned Frogs. Back on offense right after this. Fox College Football is sponsored by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Welcome back. Let's check out the Nissan Heisman Watch.
Let's just give you an assortment. Johnny Football's not playing today, so I didn't put him up there. Brett Hundley won last night at Utah. Had a nice game. Sean Mannion is just lighting it up at Oregon State. Aaron Murray struggling in Knoxville right now, trying to score to tie the game. Jameis Winston, 5 touchdown passes in their dismantling of Maryland today. And Bryce Petty of Baylor, he gets a shot at West Virginia tonight, the first real opponent on their schedule.
So TCU back on the field. They'll start from their own 12-yard line. DJ Catalon in the backfield with Boykin. And they'll give it to him straight ahead. He'll push the ball forward and cross the 15 up to about the 16-yard line. Even as Nelson in on the play.
Sorry about that, partner. Even with a 3-man front with Oklahoma, they're doing a nice job this year playing the run. On the inside, you're seeing the big fellas. Jordan Wade is in there now, number 93, taking up a lot of space inside, trying to clog the running lanes that TCU is looking for.
Gain of 4, second down and 6. Stephen Bryant in motion, the tight end. This time it's Boykin on the keeper, and Boykin gobbled up immediately by safety Quentin Hayes.
And a really nice job by Hayes because he stays at home on this play, meaning he's not fooled by the fake inside. He knows his responsibility is outside for the quarterback, and he stays out there with number 49, Stephen Bryant, with the tight end, Stephen Bryant. He can't get him with the block. Hayes slips him, makes a tackle on Boykin.
Now, TCU has struggled to keep drives alive, converting just a third of its third down plays. Third down and 6 at the 16. OU showing blitz. Now they back off. Raymond James in the backfield. Here's Boykin to throw. Sideline. Caught, but not enough for a first down. They will be short as Cam White makes a reception. Aaron Colvin, though, closed on him quickly.
And that's one of those situations where, as a receiver, you have to understand where the first down marker is, because you have to run the route deep enough in order on your comeback to make sure you catch the ball and complete a first down. But where he caught it was in front of the first down line, and Colvin was playing that line. Well done by Aaron Colvin, understanding where the marker was. Not so well done by number 88, Cam White.
Ethan Perry punting from the 7. Jalen Saunders hovering around the 45. Out of bounds on the far side, and the ball will be marked at the 36. So coming up, the Belldozer and the Oklahoma offense back on the field after this. Not a lot of legends in college football, but there's one right there. That's right. Barry Switzer, the Oklahoma head coach from 73 to 88. 3 national championships. He was inducted to the College Hall of Fame in 2001. Happy 76th birthday for Coach Switzer.
Doesn't live very far from the stadium. Just a little bit. He lives on campus, real close. An iconic figure, and everywhere he goes, people are happy to see him.
First down and 10 at the 36 for Oklahoma. Trey Miller, Damian Williams in a split backfield. Here's Damian Williams trying to break it back with running room. and will burst free and get to the 45. Jason Verrett with the tackle. And remember, TCU has held its last two opponents, Texas Tech and SMU, to a combined 59 yards rushing on 57 attempts.
I don't think they came into this game thinking they're going to shut Oklahoma down to that extent. They just want to control them, because this year, this is an Oklahoma team that's determined to try and run the football more than they have in the recent past.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1, straight ahead, Williams. And they'll pick up the first down.
That Oklahoma offensive line, Gus, in the offseason, got a brand new coach, Bill Beatenbow, came from West Virginia. He wanted those guys to get a little bit bigger, stronger, thicker, added weight, added time in the weight room. And we're seeing that push as evidence early.
Here's Bell throwing on the run. Near side, and it's caught. Shepard. He'll dive forward and get to the TCU 35. So Blake Bell showing his versatility as he puts that one on the money.
And I think you'll see the Oklahoma coaches, Josh Heupel, the play caller, call some first down passes against this TCU defense. Not just continue to run your head into a brick wall all the time. But a few of these passes outside have the receivers try and win on the perimeter and loosen things up for the runners.
First down to 10 to the 37. Damian Williams wrapped up. Davion Pearson, the sophomore from Oklahoma City, makes the tackle.
How about that for a play in the interior? Big number 57. Welcome home, Davion Pearson. Defeats the block in the line of scrimmage, gets right into the backfield and drops Damian Williams in his tracks.
That's a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11 at the 38. Brennan Clay back in the game. He'll go in motion. Bell with time. Underneath, and Shepard held it down. Blake Bell threw that in the perfect spot. Make that Jalen Saunders with the catch. And it's a gain of 5 yards.
And that had to be thrown perfectly because the coverage by Jonathan Anderson was terrific. A former safety now playing linebacker. He was step for step with Saunders, and when he tried to shake him coming inside, he stayed right there on his shoulder. Well thrown ball, a nice catch under duress.
Trips at the top of your screen. 3rd and 6 at the 33. Blake Bell over the middle. Caught. This time it's Shepard. Will dive forward, and it will depend on the spot.
And it looks a little short from where I'm seeing on the initial spot. So a decision for Oklahoma, and I think they're going to go try and get it right now.
So 4th down and 1.
Look who's in the game. They're going heavy set. Brandon Green, number 82, the tight end, has come into the game to try and give them some more beef and punch up front.
As well as Trey Miller, the bruising fullback, number 33. Here's Blake Bell on the bulldozer. How he made that famous the last couple of years.
And do you hear that roar? You hear that?
Yes.
That's because of what you just said. They have not seen the belldozer this season. When he didn't start in quarterback, they didn't bring him in the short yardage to run the belldozer. Now that he's become the starting quarterback, they haven't run that, and they come back with it, and it's like welcoming home an old friend for this crowd here at Oklahoma.
So a first down for OU at the TCU 24. Bell, far side, beautiful ball, incomplete. Little strong for Saunders.
Notice the down and distance though, right? It's a first down pass. Josh Heupel's going to sprinkle those in to try and make sure that TCU doesn't just get a type on him in the run game, because it's tough enough to run on TCU in normal situations.
And last week against Notre Dame, Bell in his second career start was 22 of 30, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he rushed for close to 60 yards. 2nd down and 10 at the 24. Damian Williams in the slot now. Here's Bell. Pump fake. Bell in trouble. And Blake Bell succumbs to the pressure. He's sacked. Tuauna, the sophomore.
Look at this. Look at the coverage from TCU. The reason the sack occurred was not because of a great pass rush. There's plenty of time for Blake Bell, but where's he going to throw the football? Everyone's locked up. There's no place to go with it. That allowed the time for the sack to get there.
Mike Tuaua with the sack. That'll bring up 3rd down and 16 for Oklahoma at the TCU 30. Steps up in the pocket. In trouble again. Wants to run it. And Blake Bell dropped at the 22. The Horned Frogs getting to him quickly. Kevin White makes the stop.
He's a big guy who can move it well, but once again, give credit to the back end of the defense for TCU. Nowhere to go with the football. That allowed the pressure to get there, and then when Blake Bell flushed, they rallied to him and tackled him short of the first down marker.
Brings on Michael Honeycutt, who has made 2 or more field goals in 5 straight games. This one from 39 yards away. And it's good. So with 2:45 to play in the first quarter, Oklahoma strikes first. Honeycutt with a 39-yarder. Sooners 3-0. 2005 was the last time TCU beat Oklahoma in Norman. Derek Moore's 16-yard touchdown catch put TCU up 7-zip. Adrian Peterson was held to 63 yards rushing and scored the Sooners' only touchdown. Robert Merrill's 2-yard run in the fourth gave the Horned Frogs the win. And I'll tell you what, this is a great football coach right here, folks. 53-year-old Gary Patterson in his 13th year. He passed Dutch Myers as TCU's all-time winningest coach. And he's led the Horned Frogs to 5 conference championships, 4 in the Mountain West, and 1 in Conference USA.
They keep switching conferences. I mean, since he's been the head coach, the WAC, Mountain West, Conference USA, and now they're here in the Big 12. It's unbelievable the job that he has done and continues to build and grow.
So Nick Hodgson will send it away for Oklahoma. James and Catalan back deep. And this one will not be returned. 2:45 to play first quarter coming up. Trevon Boykin will try to get this TCU offense going right after this. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by ADT. Always there. And don't forget, visit ADT.com/sports to enter for a chance to win an ADT security and home automation system. So TCU 2 3 and outs to start this game. Trevon Boykin from the 25.
Need to get on track and get moving, this TCU offense.
Boykin pumping, in trouble, throws on the run, and incomplete. He had backside pressure being applied. Eric Stryker, who's really been coming on with the pressure. As you look at Boykin over the first 4 games.
So it's really a tale of 2 halves, isn't it, Gus? 55% in the first half, 64% in the second. Look at how the yardage jumps up. The touchdowns, interception ratio, 0 in the first half of games. They need the second half, Trevon Boykin, starting right now. They need consistency from him, and this offense needs to get moving. They keep putting their defense in very tough positions against a lot of pressure coming from Oklahoma's offense.
Boykin started the year at wide receiver and took over at quarterback when Casey Paha broke his arm in the season opener. And a timeout called by the Horned Frogs. 2:39 to play in the first. OU up 3-zip.
Casey Paha on the sidelines there, number 4, broken arm early in this season. TCU was picked number 3 in the preseason by the media in the Big 12. I think principally because they thought having Casey Paha back would really energize this team. Maybe the best quarterback in the Big 12 when healthy. He's been out. Trevon Boykin now the leader of this team.
Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, the top 2 teams according to the media. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Boykin hands it off. Catalan, not a lot of room. He picks up maybe 2 on the play. Now we talked to Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma, yesterday on campus, and I tell you what, Coach Stoops is intense. His players love him. He gets after them, and he's got these guys playing a whole different style of defense than we saw when we first came here 3 years ago.
Most tackles, counting the number of red jerseys, they get to the football. That passion that he coaches with, they're now playing with it again.
3rd down and 8 at the 27. Boykin underneath. This ball caught by Slanina, the freshman from East Bernard, Texas. But Corey Nelson says, come here.
Got some help from the secondary, like Zach Sanchez, number 15, was on it too. As well as TCU plays in the secondary. We're seeing the same thing from Oklahoma. You may complete a pass, but what are we not seeing? Yards after the catch. We're seeing guys catch the ball, the tackle's on the spot, and that normal extra yardage these receivers are used to getting is really being closed down early in this game.
Ethan Perry from the 17. Jalen Saunders stands on the 31. And Perry drives his football to the far side. Takes a TCU bounce and will be covered at the 20. A 49-yard punt. Now next Saturday, the American League's best teams will look to their brightest stars to lead them to victory in the ALS, ALCS, and move them one step closer to the World Series. Legends born in October. Our coverage of baseball's postseason begins next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with Game 1 of the ALCS only on Fox. See my Tigers last night?
Yeah, they're doing it. How about my Pirates? We're back 1-1 now.
That's right. We're coming back with Verlander today.
My Pirates cost Dusty Baker his job.
Yes.
He lost job day when they beat him in that one-game playoff.
But I don't think he'll be out of work for long.
No, he's got a pretty good track record.
First down to 10 at 21. Brennan Clay on the pistol back. They'll give it to him on the left side. Trying to kick his way, but tell you what, these Horned Frogs are very tough on defense. Marcus Mallett, Terrell Lathan getting to the runner.
Doing a nice job up front as the defensive line of TCU. And when Trey Millard is in the game for Oklahoma, number 33, you cannot measure his value in statistics. Watch how he blocks and leads their run game when he's on the field.
Second and 9 of the 22. Play in motion. Here's Bell. And Bell held it too long. And he's sacked. Lathan, number 90, with the second sack of the game for TCU.
In most situations, the secondary guys want their pass rushers tuned up, and they say, hey, you give me a good pass rush, I'm a better cover guy. At TCU, they're such good cover guys that their pass rush benefits. These are not a great group of pass rushers from TCU. Devontae Fields, their number 1 guy, isn't even playing. But the secondary's coverage is allowing them to get to the quarterback because of the time.
A loss of 7. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Fast-paced first quarter. Defense on both sides, dominant. Oklahoma, TCU, our score after 1. Sooners up 3-0. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the GM stat comparison.
We look at a number of offensive plays, but the big number to me right now, the 2 sacks by TCU. They're putting a lot of pressure on Blake Bell. Let's see if he gets a little more runner's mentality as this game goes on with the pressure getting in his face. But maybe flush a little bit quicker from the pocket and try and sting him with his feet a little bit more.
Third down and 16 at their own 15-yard line. Bell stepping up in the pocket, throws on the run, incomplete. Intended for Shepard, but Elijah Olabode thought he had a beat on the football. Remember, TCU forced SMU into 5 turnovers last week, 4 interceptions.
And 9 of 18 possessions were 3 and outs. So they put a lot of pressure on him. But it's a fine line you walk as a starting quarterback about staying in the pocket and flushing. Blake Bell's going to have to walk that line tonight because I think his legs can really hurt TCU secondary if he chooses to take off and run on a few of these plays.
Brandon Carter back deep. He backpedals. Has it at the 35. Brings it up. And crosses the 45 to the 47. So the Horned Frogs, a 49-yard punt, a 9-yard return. Trey Franks with the tackle on special teams. Fox Sports Supports is proud to partner with Johns Hopkins Medicine. Johns Hopkins Medicine is at the forefront of groundbreaking research into autoimmune disorders like multiple sclerosis and lupus. Join us in the fight against autoimmune disease. Donate by visiting hopkinsmedicine.org/Fox.
Gus, we just saw Brandon Carter return the punt. Last year he broke an 80-yard touchdown against Oklahoma. He's here in the slot. He's a big play waiting to happen, but he hasn't been consistent enough this year. Great field position. They need to move the ball downfield against OU.
Boykin hit as he throws sideline, and there was your man. You just talked about him, Brandon Carter, and he couldn't hold on to the football.
When your quarterback's struggling a little bit, your offense is struggling, you have to do a little bit extra and make a play. He got hit in the back by Stryker, which probably took a little bit off of the pass, but it was still out there well enough that Brandon Carter has to possess that football and come down with it and help his team.
Last week against SMU, Brandon Carter, 3 catches for 33 yards. He's their leading receiver with 13 receptions. 2nd and 10 of the 47. They'll hand it off to Raymond James. Nothing, maybe a yard. Leading the way, Jordan Wade and Frank Shannon. Third and 9. And a timeout on the field. OU using its first.
The teams have open wings. Guys come back to their campuses, just fill load hole. The Vikings are up. There's Jamal Brown, who was an All-American here. Outland Award winner Gerald McCoy playing well for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Landry Jones, backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. All back on campus, rooting on their Sooners.
TCU faced with a 3rd down and 9 at the 48. Aaron Green in the backfield for the Horned Frogs. Low snap handle, Boykin far side, and incomplete. Carter the intended receiver again, but I tell you, this time it's Zach Sanchez, the redshirt freshman from Keller, Texas, and they're high on this kid.
Look at the coverage outside. It is so tight, all right? And then he just plays off of the outside guy, reads the play through his receiver, back into the secondary, comes off of his coverage, and takes the slot, Brandon Carter. Until TCU stings Oklahoma downfield and backs them off, they're going to have trouble completing those short passes all night long.
Ethan Perry will punt it away. Jalen Saunders stands at his own 10. Lets this one go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. 13:47 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Blake Bell back on the field. Let's see if he can move the chains right after this. Fox College Football is sponsored by Hyundai. New thinking, new possibilities. Welcome back to Owen Field, Gaylord Family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. This building opened in 1923. Blake Bell, 6 of 8, 42 yards. But the Sooners not rushing it well. 10 carries, only 11 yards. First down at their own 20. Miller and Damian Williams in the backfield. And that'll keep it. They gain 5 on the play, getting to the 25, chopped down by Paul Dawson. Second and 5, they'll hand it off. Williams cuts it back, lowers his shoulder, picks up the first down. Chris Hackett with the tackle, but some hard running by number 26, Damian Williams, a senior out of San Diego.
And a good read by Damian Williams because all the flow went to the right side, and he was able to read that, put a foot in the ground, and cut back inside and run hard, as you noted, Gus, to pick up the first down.
from the 31. Williams again, running left, cuts it back. Nowhere to go. Jonathan Anderson with the ambush. He'll send him backwards. And Oklahoma lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You know what TCU's doing a nice job of right now? The defensive front is keeping the linebackers clean, meaning they don't have to play off blocks. They just flow to the football and clean up on the tackles because the defensive front is handling what Oklahoma's sending at them with their offensive front.
It's Davion Pearson, Chucky Hunter, the two tackles. John Coots. Quick release, and the ball caught by Saunders. But another great open field tackle, Jason Verrett.
We just saw Zach Sanchez in the last series for Oklahoma read a play from one receiver, come off of him, and make the tackle on another. Jason Verrett did the exact same thing, and as you noted, another terrific open field tackle. And look at the third down conversions. Neither team has gotten it done so far tonight.
Third down 5 at the 36. Here's Bell. Dancing in the pocket, almost lost it, takes off, and will not pick up the first down. Joel Lathan slings him down, and OU will punt it away.
Now watch Blake Bell in the pocket. I think they have to get a little bit more of the Bell dozer back. Watch it right here and freeze. All right, he has nothing downfield, nowhere to go. So what does he need to do? He needs to see it, flush, and go. I think he needs to use his legs a little bit more to try and pick up some of these first downs, kind of the poor man's check down, and hurt him that way because the coverage is excellent downfield.
Barnett punting from the 21. Carter comes up and fields it at the 30. 10:51 to play, second quarter, but a defensive battle so far. Boykin trying to get things going, but he's got to face a tough OU defense.
Coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime show, an overtime thriller from Knoxville. One of Oklahoma's threats to a Big 12 title, Baylor, they're in action, and a two-point conversion that has some votes for Play of the Year already. We'll see you at the break.
All right, Rob. Rob looking kind of sharp with the purple and gray today.
Rob's always clean in that studio. All those guys getting a good look. Eddie with the three-piece going. Joel looking GQ.
First down at 10 at the 29. Boykin scampering out of the pocket. Tries to turn it up and goes nowhere. Aaron Colvin with the tackle. Now let's go to Patrick O'Neill in Los Angeles for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break.
Thank you very much, Gus. Georgia gets up off the mat to beat Tennessee in overtime, 34-31. Marshall Morgan, the kick is good from 42. And, well, big win for the Bulldogs, but heartbreak in Knoxville. Gus and Charles, back to you guys.
Really, Patrick? Really? That's what you got to come back with? Thank you. But do we have to hear from him anymore tonight?
Spoken like a true Tennessee ball alumni. Second and 13 of the 26. Boykin to the sideline. Just a very solid catch. Slanina, the freshman, had a touchdown last week, which turned the game around in the second half for the Horned Frogs against SMU.
TCU is looking for a receiver to take charge for them. Brandon Carter's supposed to be that guy. His inconsistency continues to show up. We saw a drop earlier in the game on a play that was wide open. Who's going to jump into the breach for TCU and eat up catches and get the ball downfield and start to back off this Oklahoma secondary a little bit? Because right now, every catch that's being made, the guy's being tackled right on the spot. Everything's contested.
Third down and 8 at the 31. Here's Boykin. Screen, Slanina, nothing. Indula with the tackle.
And it's a zone blitz. So watch the tight coverage up front, but watch Indula, number 98, back off after a token pass rush, fall into coverage, and he and Corey Nelson combine for the tackle. When your defensive linemen are that active and can get into the passing lanes, you really got something going on defense.
Fifth punt of the game for Ethan Perry, standing at his own 19. Saunders Lets it take a bounce, and it takes a TCU bounce and dies inside the 20. Right about the 16-yard line, a 51-yard punt. Neither offense able to get the ball moving. Let's see what Blake Bell does after this. Fox College Football is sponsored by Allstate Insurance. Proud supporters of college football. Are you in good hands? By Husqvarna, the world's largest producer of outdoor power equipment. And by Pizza Hut. Prep for game day by ordering online from Pizza Hut. Make it great. Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma. Under 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. We've got a defensive ball game. Good old-fashioned D. Are we in the SEC right now? Where are we?
And the SEC hasn't really been that way this year. A lot more offense. You notice Devontae Field. There he is, number 95 on the field now. Got a broken bone in his foot. How much pain can he handle? How much can he give them tonight?
Blake Bell. And he fires a strike. Nicely done as Jalen Saunders makes the catch. 11-yard gain.
About Saunders going up and getting that one despite the tight coverage from number 25, Kevin White.
Now Bell wants to throw it again. Bell decides to take off. And Blake Bell. About a yard on the play. Chris Hackett containing him.
Notice the difference with Blake Bell. In the open field, he's not the most elusive guy. He's a big man, listed as 6'6", 252. The difference between he and Trevor Knight is Knight gives you that extra quickness in the open field, but when Bell gets his momentum going one way, look out as you see 0 for 10 third down conversions combined with the two teams.
2nd and 9 to the 28. Play fake. Bell wants to run it straight ahead. Does. And has room. First down. There's a Bell catch. That's the man you were talking about when he gets his momentum going forward. Barrett with the tackle. Gain of 12.
All right, that's 252 pounds, 6'6" coming right at you. TCU's a good tackling team. Chris Hackett doesn't miss many tackles, but when Bell Dozier's coming, look out.
Here's Clay with a big hole on the first down as he crosses into TCU territory.
And look at how he picks it. Now look how Oklahoma picks up the pace after a first down. They get first downs, they go faster on offense.
Clay again, running left. He's dragged down at the 46, a 3-yard gain. Brennan Clay. Last year against TCU, 6 carries, 47 yards. He was the team's leading rusher a week ago against Notre Dame with 77 yards rushing on 14 carries.
And the offensive line of Oklahoma took it personally last year before with the Notre Dame game. Ran for 15 yards total in 2012. Went to Notre Dame this year determined to be better. 211 yards running the football.
2nd down and 7 at the 46. Clay gets it back. And he'll get to the 42. John Lewis and Marcus Mallett combining on the tackle.
Good vision we're seeing out of the Oklahoma backs, because you look at the play selection, 19 runs, 10 passes. As you noted this week as we got ready for the game, Gus, when we were talking, that ratio would have been different in past years with Oklahoma, wouldn't it? They would have thrown the ball more than what they're doing now. I remember you called me and said, hey man, this team's different. And you're right. They want to run the ball. They have the confidence now of their offense coordinator, Josh Heupel, who will dial up more run plays because they're successful.
3rd down and 3. Blake Bell. Hey, he put that on the mark at the 40 to Saunders, and we'll see where they spot the football. Looks like he picked up the first and did.
He almost didn't need his hands to catch that one. That one came at him with such pace, didn't it? I mean, that was a shot. He almost impaled that one right into number 8 of Jalen Saunders, and it just would have stuck there.
Blake Bell, big, strong man, the embodiment of what an Oklahoma football player is all about. Talented, strong, patient, unselfish. 1st and 10 to 39. And folks, we're standing in the broadcast booth, which is probably the equivalent of a 15-story building, and you can hear the pads popping all the way up here.
And what we just saw there, which led to that popping, you know how you always hear coaches talk about make sure we have the proper run fits, meaning everyone fits in the right spot. TCU had that on that play, and Sam Carter finished it off with an excellent tackle. 2nd and 9 at the 38. Here's Williams. Mano a mano right now for OU and TCU. Let's go back to what we talked about at the top when you say mano a mano, right? 11 on 11. But with TCU's defense, you have to win your individual fist fight. One-on-one battle. And right now, TCU, with their 11 on 11 in the one-on-ones, they're making it very tough on Oklahoma to move the football. Those run fits are there. Everyone takes the proper gap, fills the proper hole, and there's a tackle. 3rd down and 5 in the 34. Blake Bell will throw it. Bell underneath. Ball caught, but Deron Neal with the catch, but he's taken down immediately by Jason Verrett. And Oklahoma may go for it on 4th down. This will be 4th and 3. Bob Stoops. 4th down and 3. Gary Patterson wants to get his boys going. You got Saunders and Shepard in the slot near to you. Bell underneath. Caught, 1st down OU. Neal again. Sophomore for St. Louis. That's confidence in your receivers. Neal came into the game with 6 catches on the season. Back-to-back catches creates a 1st down. And Blake Bell throws the ball better than you think. When you watch him and you see a big guy, because we're so used to the belldozer, you started to think he couldn't throw because that's all you saw. But they recruited him as a thrower, and now you're seeing why. 1st down and 10. Bell, 11 of 13, 68 yards. Play in action, looking for a receiver underneath again, and he has Neal. He breaks a tackle and gets inside the 10. OU's found their rhythm on offense now. Sam Carter with the tackle, and the Sooners will get to the line of scrimmage quickly. You know who else has his rhythm? Josh Heupel, the play caller. That was a 1st down strike again. At the appropriate times, he's dialing up 1st down passes versus the expected run defense of TCU, and they're starting to have success with those calls. 13th play of the drive. It started at the OU 16. 1st down and goal of the 8. Miller, the fullback, playing the pistol position. And touchdown, Oklahoma. Trey Miller. Watch the vision of Miller, number 33. In the hole first, he sees the ball has to bend, so he bends it. There, now watch the second move against number 1, Chris Hackett. Sees the tackle coming low, slips it, and takes it into the end zone. So Miller with the 8-yard touchdown, Honeycutt, extra point, good. And with 2:29 remaining in the second, the Sooners take a 10-0 lead. Power football, old school Oklahoma football, and Josh Heupel says, let's go. So Trey Miller, young man from Columbia, Missouri, with an 8-yard touchdown. As you take a look at the drive, 13 plays covering 84 yards, mostly on the ground as Blake Bell leads them. They ate up 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Bell, 5 for 5, 40 yards on the drive. And they finally solved the 3rd down conundrum that had been the problem all night long for both teams. A couple key 3rd downs with some passes from Bell, making it work, and then Josh Heupel dialing up a big 1st down throw to put them in scoring position. Well done on the drive. This time TCU will have a chance. Catalan, and he will get to the 25. And look at that. Trey Miller on special teams comes up with the tackle after scoring the touchdown.
Don't forget, folks, coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime, Rob Stone, Heisman Trophy winner Eddie George, and Joel Klatt bring you highlights, stats, and analysis from around college football.
And Joel and Eddie did a nice little feature in our pregame there about Oklahoma's defense and how it's evolved from a 4-man front to a 3-man front. And what a payoff that's been for Mike Stoops' stop troops.
First and 10 of the 25 for TCU. Boykin firing down the field. And Carter incomplete. Looks like he had it. Wilson covering for the Sooners.
Did Wilson get a hand in late? Because that ball looked like it's pretty well on target. And look at there. That just went over the top. And you know, pressure in the face of Trevon Boykin from Frank Shannon, number 20, the linebacker. That ball got to the back shoulder of Brandon Carter. Never brought a second arm up to try and catch the football.
Brandon Carter originally agreed to come to Oklahoma, but decommitted and then went to TCU. Second and 10. Boykin. And gain 3.5 on the play, maybe 4.
There have just not been many gaps for either team to run through tonight where people aren't there to help make the play, even if the first guy misses. And that happened on that one. Boykin made the first Oklahoma player miss, but the rest of them were there. 0 for 5 now on third down. Will Mike Stoops dial up some heat?
And the Horned Frogs did not get that off in time. Actually, a timeout call right before the play clock expired. Now, Fox Sports 1 starts off your Sunday mornings with Fox NFL Kickoff. Then, turn over to Fox to see Andrew Luck and Colts head coach Chuck Pagano talk about Indy's hot start and their upcoming showdown with the Seahawks. Get more football tomorrow, beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1.
A little bit of a surprise there, Gus. The timeout was called by Oklahoma. You know, at the end, I think that they felt like they were misaligned and didn't have exactly what they wanted on the field to dial it up on that play, and they got a late timeout in. And they got number 19, Eric Stryker, back on the field. He wasn't on the field on that last play for Oklahoma, and he's provided a tremendous amount of pressure all year long on the quarterback.
Third down and 7 to the 27. Boykin under pressure, breaks contained. Boykin, oh, what a beautiful open field tackle. Boykin just hauled down.
Is that Quentin Hayes, number 10?
Actually, it was Tapper.
Tapper
With the tackle. He got lost on the sideline. We couldn't see him.
Look at Stryker, number 19. He's the initial pressure. He flushes Trevon Boykin. And then out in the open field, you talked about him earlier, Gus. Frank Tapper, number 90, Charles Tapper, number 91, the former basketball player. How about that ability and athletic agility to bring down Trevon Boykin?
Played 1 year of high school football, and Oklahoma coach saw him and said, hey, we're going to recruit you. And Tapper's response, okay.
Yeah, that was Bobby Jack Wright.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
How about that, folks? First penalty of the game with 1:22 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, normally Dan Romeo, the referee, gets a little more pub than that, right? Gets a little more face time. Not tonight. And boy, Tapper, I'm still trying to get over Tapper in the open field running down the quarterback Boykin. That was impressive.
Perry sends it away. Saunders has it at the 32. And the last drive for OU. Lake Bell using his wheels. And is on.
How about that? Big throws on third down. That was a first down throw there. And then Trey Millard inside the 10-yard line. The big guy that his teammate Gabe Eichert, the All-Big 12 center, 4.0 student, a semifinalist for the Academic Heisman Award. The Campbell Trophy is given by National Football Foundation. You know what he calls Trey Millard? Our fat back. Not the fullback, our fat back. Said in full love, I'm sure.
Eichert is a character. First down and 10 at the 32. Bell gets it away. Caught. Roy Finch. And Finch dragged down at the 35 with a 3-yard pickup. Jonathan Anderson. Great pursuit.
How about Bell standing in there like a big oak tree and able to deliver the ball with all the pressure around him?
Bell again. Winds up. That ball deflected and caught at midfield. Neal has had a terrific first half. A 16-yard gain.
How did that get through? Because Sam Carter, number 17, as you noted, deflected it. And then Neal focused, concentrated, and hauled it in.
4 catches, 42 yards for Neal. Sideline knocked away for Rhett. Reaching around. Intended for Bester. Remember, Verrett is dealing with the shoulder injury. Leads the nation in passes defended since the start of 2012.
And look at him come back on the ball, drive on it, and breaks on it and knocks it away, keeps it away from Bester. If you want a clinic on corner play, I think you're getting it tonight. Aaron Colvin, number 14 for Oklahoma. Jason Verrett, number 2 for TCU. Two of the better ones you're going to see in the country on display tonight on the same field.
2nd and 10 of the 49. Blake Bell. Over the middle. Shepard with the catch. Sam Carter, the safety, makes him, brings him down after an 8-yard gain. 3rd and 2. Blake Bell again. Finds Brennan Clay out of that field, and he'll get out of bounds and stop the clock with 16 seconds remaining. Remember, Michael Honeycutt, the kicker for Oklahoma, they say by this time next year, he may be the best place kicker in America. And he's got a career long of 53 yards against Kansas State in 2011. 1st and 10 of the 35. Avoids the pressure with room. Blake Bell sliding down inside the 20-yard line. A 15-yard gain. Davion Pearson, the injured Horned Frog.
Remember we talked about earlier in this game? At some point, Blake Bell's going to have to tread that line about staying in the pocket and flushing and using his legs. But look at this. The coverage is good downfield. But look at the gap he has. He sees it, seizes it, and goes. Slides down well within field goal range now. They were on the last snap. Now it's a virtual chip shot for Honeycutt.
And the coaches yesterday in our meeting, folks, couldn't say enough about Blake Bell's character. As Pearson goes off on his own, when he didn't get the starting job, he didn't sour his team, and he supported Trevor Knight. Now Bell throws the fade. Incomplete.
Yeah, they were going to take one shot at it with 9 seconds to go. Tell Blake Bell, whatever you do, don't take a sack. Take one shot at the end zone, and now you trot out the field goal unit. A nice drive by Blake Bell in Oklahoma. He wanted 6, of course, never satisfied. But I think the Oklahoma coaches will be happy if Honeycutt knocks this through the post.
So Honeycutt good from 39 yards tonight. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And good. End of the first half, OU with a 13-0 lead over Texas Christian. Now we send you to the Pizza Hut. Halftime, here's Rob Stone.
All right, Gus, thank you.
Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma. To Fox College football presented by Geico. Our halftime score in a Big 12 matchup. The Oklahoma Sooners lead the TCU Horned Frogs 13-0. Gus Johnson, along with the great communicator Charles Davis, and in the words of the immortal Jake Gaither, Mike Stoops has the Oklahoma defense playing
Agile, mobile, and hostile. Jake Gaither, the great coach at Florida A&M, and that's what he wanted in his ball players, and as Gus pointed out, that's exactly what Oklahoma is doing. We take a look back at the recap of the first half. It was about defense, and it's not just Oklahoma who's been doing it. TCU's been playing great defense also. There's Aaron Colvin bringing down Trevon Boykin, but look on the backside. That's TCU getting there. Chucky Hunter popping the ball free from Blake Bell, but finally Oklahoma broke through late in the first half. A big drive culminated by Trey Miller's short touchdown run, and look at the stats in the first half. 16 total yards for TCU, 0 for 6 on third down conversions, 0 first downs for TCU's offense. I don't know when I've seen that last in a matchup where the teams are pretty evenly divided.
And those stats brought to you by KFC, the sponsor of Couchgate. So we're ready to start the second half. Sooners, who deferred in the first half, will receive to start the third quarter. Brennan Clay back deep. And this one will go out of the end zone. Oklahoma will start at their own 25. Let's go downstairs to Christina Pink.
Thanks, Gus. Well, we are seeing a lot of the Bell dozer tonight. 10 rushes for Blake Bell, but Bob Stoops still wants to see his quarterback throw the football. He says we've got to block better for him, and our receivers have to get open downfield. Gary Patterson, I asked him about how do you get Trevon Boykin to settle in. He said he's got to understand he can't do it on his own. He gave a lot of the credit to that Sooners defense.
All right, thank you very much, Christina. So Blake Bell at the line of scrimmage, 16 of 20 in the first half, 119 yards. First and 10 of the 25. Here's Bell. That ball gobbled up. Jalen Saunders.
Gus, when Gary Patterson was in high school, he was a drama guy. Meaning he acted in school plays and had potential. Actually almost got a drama scholarship to go to college. And right now he's emoting in a big way on the sidelines because he realizes he can't let Oklahoma get too far away with the struggles his offense is having tonight. His defense has to stand up here on this first drive.
Second down to 10. This one incomplete. Intended for Saunders. That one going right through his hands. So it brings up third down and long. Opening drive of the second half for OU. Now remember, this TCU team has been a better second half team this year. Last week against SMU, they put up 31 points in the fourth quarter. Third and 10. OU, 2 of 8 on third down conversion. Bell's rush for 31 yards. Here's Blake Bell. Under pressure. And Bell gets it off to avoid the sack. But Oklahoma 3 and out to start the second half.
And again, look at the coverage from TCU. Okay, stop it there. So where are you going to throw it? You can't throw it there. You can't throw it there. You can't throw it to the top of the screen. There's nowhere to go with it. Look to the backside. Again, nowhere to go with the football. Everyone is locked up. That allowed this end result. Davion Pearson getting some help there from number 90, Terrell Lathan.
Sooners punted away. Carter fields it, tries to turn it up, and gets to the 44. So good field position for TCU to start the second half. But can they move the ball against this stingy, aggressive, hostile, mobile OU defense? Fox College Football is sponsored by KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KFC plus football equals Couchgating. By Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. And by Moto X, designed by you, assembled in the USA. So the TCU Horned Frogs, 6 3 and outs this evening. Trevon Boykin, their sophomore quarterback, will start with good field position at his own 44. Empty backfield. 4 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Here's the hitch. Caught by James. James will go forward and get to the 49. Stopped by Corey Nelson.
Second time we've seen that formation from TCU, essentially the same play call, trying to get three blockers out in front of a screened off receiver, and Oklahoma's defended it fairly well both times, although a 5-yard gain is exactly what you want on first down if you're TCU's offense.
2nd and 5 to the 49. And the handoff to James. Cuts it back inside, and he'll get about 4. Frank Shannon brings him down, but Wayman James, senior from Sherman, Texas, has battled injury. Came back this year trying to get confidence in his knee after going through surgery.
That's about as confident a run as we've seen from him this far this year. He got way more on that play than what was blocked.
Can the Horned Frogs get a first down? 3rd and 1. White in motion. And a bobbled snap. And they're going down.
And if you're Gary Patterson, you're thinking to yourself, with the offense struggling the way it is, you know he had a thought in his head, maybe I go for it on 4th down, but then I'm sure he thought better of it. And right there, as soon as Boykin went to his knees, the play was done. And he's just wondering to himself, what's it going to take to get just a first down? Now he's going to punt it, and hopefully he can put his defense in a good spot and make Oklahoma go the long way.
Saunders back at the 10. Ethan Perry punts from the 37. Hand over an Aussie kick. And it's fielded inside the 15. A 35-yard punt. So, the TCU defense has to hold once again. They're back right after this. Fox College football is sponsored by Cadillac. Many great athletes have played for TCU and Oklahoma throughout the years. Sammy Paul, Bob Lilly, LaDainian Tomlinson for TCU. For OU, Steve Owens. My favorite, Billy Sims, Heisman Trophy winner, and also Sam Bradford, Heisman Trophy winner for OU. They're the 6th most winningest program in major college football with 835 wins, trailing Michigan, Texas, Notre Dame, Nebraska, and the Ohio State University.
And have the most wins since World War II.
153 first-team All-Americans. Blake Bell, he'd like to be one. 1st and 10 at 14. And they'll hand it off. Damian Williams. Jonathan Anderson, first man to him.
It is not easy going to work against TCU, is it?
Not at all.
I mean, they make it so difficult. They make you work for everything. The key now, can TCU's defense, which has played a very nice game, can they make a play now that can turn to momentum? Can they create a turnover, pick off a pass, create a fumble, and help their struggling offense with field position?
864.
Here's a handoff, Williams. Jitterbugging, spinning, and finally gang tackle Chris Hackett, along with Olabo bringing him down.
They just do such a nice job of filling and taking away cutback lanes and not letting you just run into a lot of open space. What appears to be open closes very quickly when you're trying to move the ball against TCU.
3rd down and 6 of the 18. Sooners need to go to their own 24 for a first down. Blake Bell. Backpedaling, throws off his back foot, incomplete. And a TCU defense bringing pressure. A flag on the play, though. In the backfield. Only the 2nd flag of the game, and it's a holding call.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's Adam Sheed, the left guard, redshirt junior from Cedar Hill, Texas.
This came off one of his best games. Adam Sheed's dad, Kenny, played for one of Oklahoma's arch rivals, Nebraska, when he was in college. And here's Adam playing for the Sooners now.
Brandon Carter back deep. Will come up. And hits off the horn front.
That play could have been avoided, I believe. Punt returners nowadays, in my humble opinion, don't do a good enough job of going and catching the football. And there's Gary Patterson letting Brandon Carter know it right now. You have to go get the ball to keep your team out of those situations. That ball hopped up and hit a TCU player. That could have been disaster for the Horned Frogs.
What a beautiful campus here at Oklahoma. Founded in 1890, located 20 miles south of Oklahoma City. Over 30,000 students attend this beautiful place. And one thing you notice when you come here, you notice all those statues of the Warriors who played on this field.
All those Heisman Trophy winners, great coaches, a lot of tradition here.
TCU with great field position at their own 48. Their longest gain of the day, 5 yards, no first downs. Running it on first down.
I think they may have gotten 5 yards there, Gus. I think offsides against Oklahoma, so they got a free 5.
Defense, number 19. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Shouldn't that be 1st and 5?
And they corrected it 1st and 5.
To Eric Stryker. This could help, right? 1st and 5. We're trying to just get a first down for the TCU offense to see if they can get moving from there.
So 1st down and 5. Catalan in the backfield behind Boykin. And a flag.
Did they just give it back?
They gave it back.
False start. Offense. All 11 players were not set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
See, in the pregame, I had a nice chat with Gary Patterson. Terrific guy. We all love him. Right now, what you're seeing, that's Coach P. And Coach P's a guy that you might not get along with too well when things aren't going right. Coach P's ready to figure out what is going on with this offense. You got to help this defense that's played a yeoman's game so far tonight.
1st down and 10 to the 48. Boykin to the sideline. Good throw, and the catch is made by Cam White. And he'll pick up 9. Let's go to Patrick O'Neal in L.A. for Lowe's Never Stop Improving Game Break.
Over in the SEC, guys, LSU at Mississippi State. LSU has won 13 straight in this series. Bulldogs putting up a fight. That touchdown, Mettenberger to Beckham Jr. LSU leading at the half, 28-23. Hey, Gus and Charles, back to you.
That's the same LSU team that beat TCU 37-27 in the opener at a neutral site game in Arlington, Texas.
More Frogs trying to get that 1st down. Not this time, Frank Shannon. Out of Skyline High School in Dallas with a wonderful play.
And I don't see the punting unit running on now, but the defensive front of Oklahoma just smothered them and allowed Frank Shannon easy access to the running back. Okay, sorry about that. I was a 3rd down. I thought it was 4th. When they went to those 2 penalties, threw me off in a big way.
3rd down and 2 at the 44. Raymond James in the backfield with Boykin. Here's James, and he'll pick up the first down of the day for TCU. Frank Shannon with the tackle. Remember, the Horned Frogs are a better second-half team this season.
And how about the band? finally getting a chance to strike up the normal first down music. They're used to playing more during the game. And you're right, Gus, they are a better second half team. Only down 13. The defense has done its job in the second half, forcing 2 punts by Oklahoma. Can the offense pay it off?
Carter in motion. First down at the OU 37. And James moving in the backfield.
False start. Offense, number 32. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Last week against SMU, 6 false start penalties in the game. That's 2 now in this possession. And look at the tailback, James, 32, leading. I mean, he's strong now, but your calf muscles can only hold so much when you're leaning forward like that without tumbling off.
First and 15. Here's a pitch back to Boykin. Fires to the sideline and caught. Cam White, a 20-yard gain.
And Gus, I believe he hit the second receiver on that. They had a guy right down the middle that they were trying to hit. Watch and freeze. Had it right here. Here's where he wanted to go. Instead, he had to hit that route. Nice job by Trevon Boykin having the poise to come off the initial receiver and hit the open man.
Take timeout. Oklahoma.
So OU calls a timeout with 7:14 to play in the third. Sooners leading, but TCU finding their momentum. Can they pay it off? We'll find out right after this. Welcome back. Here's Boykin making people miss. Creating. And incomplete. Broken up at the last moment. Zach Sanchez knocks it away. Josh Doxson, the intended receiver.
I think Boykin did everything right on that play except the throw. Because I don't make that throw there. It's too contested. He could have easily had that ball turned over in a spot that they have a chance to get points. Throw it over the sideline, live to fight another down. Fortunate on that play.
Second down and 10 at the 22. Boykin to the sideline. And Carter. Ty Slanina with the catch, but he got drilled by Gabe Lynn. Listen to this.
Wow. Nice job by Slanina holding on after that hit.
A tough 4 yards for the freshman from East Bernard, Texas. 3rd and 6 of the 18. Carter in motion. Boykin. Lost it in the corner. Carter, the intended receiver, incomplete. That one thrown a bit high. Carter did have a step.
Coverage by Julian Wilson was good because he's going to make you make almost a perfect throw with that coverage. Trying to fit that over the top of the coverage into Brennan Carter is tough.
So the Horned Frogs will go for it on 4th down. This building is rocking right now. 4th and 6 at the 18. They need to get to the 12 for first down. And a timeout called by TCU.
And I think they want to talk it over again about, do we kick the field goal or do we go ahead and try and get points? Because here's the thing, they've struggled so much tonight on offense. I think Gary Patterson's thinking, I don't know how many times we get down here. We need the big chunk as opposed to the field goal. You kick a field goal, you're still 2 scores away. You go for the big chunk here, guess what? It could be a 13-7 game on a night where your offense is still, look at this, 4th down converted, 2 of 7 for the year. But all night long, it's taken until this drive to get their initial first down. I think under normal circumstances, you kick a field goal. But I think I'm following along with Gary Patterson. You might have to take a shot here because your offense has just sputtered so much all night.
4th down and 6 at the 18. Javon Boykin, the quarterback. Boykin. Sideline, caught. How about that? Ty Slanina, the freshman. This kid's got a future, folks. He's tough. He's proficient.
And a really nice delivery there by Boykin. He did not throw that ball with any fear, did he? He stepped right in and delivered. Slanina finds himself open, makes himself available. Huge first down for TCU.
First down and goal at the Oklahoma 10. They hand it off, and Catalan slipping. He'll lose yardage on the play, 3 yards.
Oklahoma's going to have to make sure they take care of their assignments defensively now, because that handoff there, now that becomes the read option, and Boykin pulls it and keeps it and becomes a run threat. They did a nice job on him in the first half with it. Here's an opportunity now. Boykin may come at him with his legs.
2nd and goal to the 13. Raymond James back in. He's the pistol back.
Delay of game.
Wow.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The way they're shooting themselves in the foot, how many toes are left for TCU? Wow. Mike Stoops, Tim Kish, coaches from Oklahoma. There's Gary Patterson. There's Coach P.
2nd and goal at the 18. Boykin. Underneath. Oh, threw a great ball inside the 10. And it's caught. Doxson. Corralled by Aaron Colvin, but he gains 9.
Give some credit to TCU's offensive line. They tamped down the pressure of Oklahoma and allowed Boykin time to survey the field and then step in and drive that pass.
So 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line. Make that 3rd and goal, at the 9-yard line. Boykin, under pressure, scrambling, takes it, and taken down. Corey Nelson denies him.
And now they're going to have to kick a field goal because that's just too far to go for it on 4th down. They wasted their Phantom Raider in a sense. Called the timeout, got it on 4th and 7 to keep the drive alive. Now they don't get the payoff with the touchdown. Here comes Overcrom, Jaden Overcrom, to try a field goal.
This will be from 26 yards away.
Maybe Overcrom.
And with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, TCU finally on the board, 13-3, Oklahoma. Gary Patterson is a competitor.
What did he tell us? I'm not one of those CEO coaches that stands out there with his arms folded and watches practice and offers an occasional comment. I am all in. Had a nice conversation with him on the field pregame, and he said, you know, I don't mind being the troubleshooter guy. He said, you know, a lot of coaches, everybody wants everybody to like them. He said, I'll be the guy that everyone on the team can't stand, so maybe they'll band together. I said, so, like Herb Brooks in the movie Miracle, everybody's on that side, not liking you, but they're banded together. He said, that doesn't bother me. I pop that movie in every now and then just to watch it and remind myself.
And he hasn't tied his shoes today.
And a tick of Gary's about tying. He said that he lost a lot of that this year, but I watched the SMU game. I I saw him tie it at one point then.
Here's a pooch kick. Loose. Does TCU have it? I think they do. The Horned Frogs. A surprise play. And they cover it up. TCU in business. Deep in Oklahoma territory.
Well kicked. And now you've got the tight end, Brennan Green, who has a chance to make a play, doesn't get it. And right there, number 26, that's Derek Kendrick, the safety, who comes up with the football. Bob Stoops not going to like that at all, the way that was played. And the momentum shifting to TCU. The payoff last time was only 3 points. They're going to try and put in the end zone hard on this one.
So first down for the Horned Frogs. And they bobble the snap. Almost lose it. And the center quarterback exchange has been shaky tonight for TCU.
And this deep into the season, that shouldn't be happening. Trevon Boykin is not a switch change-up quarterback from before. That would never even get off the ground.
Joey Hunt, the center.
I mean, he never even picked it up. Trevon Boykin did a terrific job getting to the football, better than a shortstop in the Major League Baseball playoffs.
So second and 14 at the 39. Boykin steps up in the pocket, wants to run. Nice move, Boykin. And he'll snake down at the 27. On second and 14, he gets 12.
And that competitive fire we showed of Gary Patterson, his team has it too. Look at Boykin running with a purpose and running to try and get his team back into the game.
2:34 to go, third quarter. Horned Frogs driving. All right, senior linebacker Corey Nelson down. Remember last week against Notre Dame, he opened the scoring with a 24-yard pick six. The first interception of his Sooners career as he gets up. And the first pick six by a Sooners linebacker since Curtis Lofton in 2007.
So gifted athletically, they made a decision this year. They didn't want to take him off the field. Last year, they thought he was on the bench too much as they tried to match up versus these spread offenses. They realized he's one of their better players. Why is he over there next to us? Well, he is now due to injury as TCU's drive continues to mount.
Third down and 2 of the 27. Horned Frogs 1 of 10 on third down conversion. Trips at the top of your screen. And a timeout by Oklahoma.
Are they out now? Is that it? They have one left?
30 seconds.
One left. Now Fox Sports 1 starts off your Sunday mornings with Fox NFL Kickoff. Then turn over to Fox to see Andrew Luck and Colts head coach Chuck Pagano talk about Indy's hot start and their upcoming showdown with the Seahawks. In more football tomorrow beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1. Third and 2.
See how the momentum shifted there. The number of plays in the third quarter tilted in a big way towards TCU.
Boykin handing it off. James picks up the first down. Raymond James gains 4 on third and 2.
Oklahoma just took a timeout because they weren't aligned correctly. But look here. They come out of the timeout, and they're still talking to each other about proper alignment. Who's supposed to be where? Head coach Bob Stoops involved now, making sure everyone's in the right place.
First down at the OU 23. Horned Frogs down by 10. Catalan stood up and driven backwards.
I think in order to beat Oklahoma's defense down here, Gus, Trevon Boykin's going to have to make some throws. And the nice part we've seen in the second half is that he's not afraid to step up and make that throw. He's made some sharp ones here in the third quarter. I think that's how they'll have to defeat him if they're able to at this end of the field.
Boykin, 11 of 17, 72 yards. Second and 12. They'll throw it. Pumping. In the corner. That might be interference. Exactly. Cam White, the intended receiver, Aaron Colvin, will be called for pass interference.
When you see a flag like that, your first thought is there's a double move there, and the defensive back got beat and reached out and grabbed it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 14. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Take a look. Cam White, 88, gives him the first move, goes up. Yeah, Colvin had taken his eyes to the wrong place, and by the time he got back, White was going past him, put his hands on him, which is legal in college football, except when the ball's in the air. That's where the penalty came into play.
So they'll move the ball to the 10-yard line. First down and goal. TCU desperate for 6 right here. Here's the option. Boykin down at the 2.
Remember how assignment sound Oklahoma was in the first half against Trevon Boykin in his running game? On that one, whoever had Trevon Boykin wasn't there initially, and that was allowed him to turn upfield and get into the secondary.
Well, that brings up second down and goal at the 2-yard line. DJ Catalan, the deep back. Here's the option again. Boykin, touchdown, Horned Frogs. We told you, folks, they're a better second half team, and they're proving it. 8 seconds to go in the third, and TCU has a chance to cut this game to 3.
This is essentially the same call as the previous play. Zone blocking, good lead by James, 32, which allowed Boykin to cut upfield, but look at the power as he runs through the attempted tackle of Dominique Alexander to get into the end zone.
Overchrome in to attempt the extra point. And he got it. So just like that, 8 seconds ago, things starting to heat up here in Norman.
Good lead block by Wayman James, and then the power and the force of Trevon Boykin gets him into the end zone. TCU in the third quarter. How about the yardage? 82 yards for TCU. 4 yards for Oklahoma. A total reversal of what we saw in the first half. So now, where does the pressure shift to? The Oklahoma offense, which hasn't been on the field very often in the third quarter. They need a big drive.
The TCU defense in the second half has been terrific.
Two straight times they forced punts out of Oklahoma and have essentially controlled the ball since. Zip in the third quarter, TCU.
And the Sooners take a knee. Roy Finch. Let's go downstairs to Christina Pink.
Corey Nelson might be resting for a while. The training staff was looking at his left shoulder. He could barely move his left arm over his head. Looks like he's feeling some tightness and discomfort. But right now, he's still on the bench with the trainers, but we're keeping an eye on it.
Thank you very much, Christina. So Blake Bell, there's Corey Nelson.
And that would have been him, Gus, on the touchdown won by Trevon Boykin. When Dominique Alexander tried to make the tackle, that's Corey Nelson's spot.
First down and 10 at the 25 for Oklahoma. Roy Finch in the backfield. Play fake. Bell will roll out of the pocket. And knocked down. I'll tell you what, Jason Verrett Folks, he may be one of the best that we've seen in the last few years.
I don't think there's any question about it, Gus. Look at this break on the football. Not the first time we've seen that tonight. It does a nice job coming around the body of LaColton Vester to knock the ball away.
2nd and 10 of the 25. There's Verrett. Blake Bell 0 for his last 6. Finch. And he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Chris Hackett with the tackle. Takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. Coming up, the 4th quarter from Norman, and we've got us one. Let's take a look at the 4-game summary, score by quarter.
Well, the big one right now, TCU 10-zip in the 3rd quarter. Look at Trevon Boykin. You said they were a second-half team. Look at his numbers here in the 2nd half. Blake Bell, total for the game, and the yardage, 82-4, TCU in the 3rd quarter.
Bell faced with a 3rd down and 10 at his own 25. Bell, under pressure. Bell, hauled down from behind at the 26 by Terrell Lathan. 3 straight 3-and-outs in the 2nd half for Oklahoma.
And look at what we have here. Here's Lathan, number 90, but he gets plenty of help from the rest of his mates up front, including Devontae Fields at the top, number 95. They collapse, squeeze the pocket, then Lathan hauls him down and finishes off the play to force the punt.
Jed Barnett will send it away. Brandon Carter back deep this one. Fair caught at the 37. A 37-yard punt. Trevon Boykin has been a different player in the 2nd half.
That was off the flea flicker there where he came off the initial guy and hit his 2nd target. That was 4th down, big completion to Slanina. And then another one, and then the big payoff run. Boykin on the option gets into the end zone to get TCU to within 3 points. So there a flag at the end of this play? Must have come in really late.
Offside. Defense, number 29. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Tale of 2 halves again for Trevon Boykin. It's been like that all season, Gus. Look at these numbers. 17 yards throwing the ball in the 1st half. 55 in the 2nd. And the total touchdown was the touchdown run by Boykin.
Offside. Defense, number 29. Oklahoma wants to accept the penalty. Make it 4th down and re-kick.
Yeah, they're hoping to get a better punt than the one that they just got from Jed Barnett.
Boykin will trot off. 4th down and 4.
If you go back to the last punt, he almost kicked his front line guys, the personal protectors. By the time he received and stepped into it, I think he had to pull off a little bit, otherwise he might have kicked the ball into their backs. Now he gets another opportunity to put foot to leather, and they hope to change field position with this punt.
Much better punt. Carter at the 30. Gobbled up immediately as he goes down at the 29-yard line. Vester with the tackle on special teams, but here come the Horned Frogs, trailing by 3. Fox College Football is sponsored by Samsung Smart TV. TV has never been better. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by E-Trade. 13-10. Oklahoma led 13-zip at halftime. But Gary Patterson, or Coach P, as he's affectionately called, this team making a mark for themselves in the second half. First down at their own 28. Boykin, play fake. Boykin lets it fly. Incomplete. Whoa. He had Deontay Gray wide open. Just not enough arm to get it to him.
You're so right. Look at that. Deontay Gray has Zach Sanchez by a couple of steps, but the ball is short. He puts it out there on him. He hauls it into the end zone, and TCU's in the lead. Oklahoma fortunate. Well blocked, well played. And this Oklahoma defense was on the field roughly 13 minutes in the third quarter. That takes a little starch out of you, and TCU's trying to take advantage.
2nd and 10. Boykin. Near side. Nice catch. Close to a first down. A gain of 9 on the play by Doxson. Now let's go to Patrick O'Neill with a game break.
Hey, Gus, thanks. Notre Dame versus Arizona State. Neutral site, Arlington, Texas. Irish score. Tommy Rees to T.J. Jones. About to start the third quarter. Irish up on the Sun Devils 14-13. Gus, back to you.
Arizona State, big win last week against USC. Scoring over 60 points. 3rd down and 1. For the Horned Frogs.
The option has been a good call for them in the second half.
And they give it to Catalan straight ahead, and he picks up the first down. 6 second-half first downs for TCU. No second-half first downs for Oklahoma. After the Sooners shut out the Horned Frogs in the first half, Sooners with 14 first downs. Horned Frogs with no first down in the first half.
And I think all that time in the third quarter may be having an effect on Oklahoma's defense. The long pass that wasn't completed, but you make the corner run like that, it takes a little out of you, and they've been on the field a lot. Double pass.
Here's a flea flicker. Carter. Oh, and he's taken down. Flag on the play, but Eric Stryker may have gotten him out. Bob Stoops knew what was coming. If you read his lips, he was saying, watch the flea flicker.
And he's saying he got his jersey on the tackle, not anything else. Let's see.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Gus, the head coach of Oklahoma, snipped it out perfectly, alerted his guys, and then they played it. Let's see here at the end. Right at the top, and yes, Eric Stryker up into the mask. That sure looked like the mask there. I'd like to see it again because he's up top. Called the flea flicker, and now the call going against his Sooners.
So instead of a loss, TCU gains 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the 46 of Oklahoma. Boykin, near side, Cam White. And Cam White gets to the 42. A gain of 4. Quentin Hayes defensively for the Sooners.
In the first half, TCU could make no headway, and Oklahoma was always getting off the field defensively. In the second half, no matter what they do, Oklahoma can't get off the field against them. Penalties, other plays, even a big play in Oklahoma's direction turns into a penalty and keeps drives alive.
A concerned look on the face of defensive coordinator Mike Stoops. 2nd and 6, justifiable. TCU in rhythm. Boykin, almost picked off. Sanchez had a touchdown in front of him, and that may have gone right through his hands.
Look at him drive on the football. We saw Jason Verrett do that all night long for TCU. Sanchez does the same and should have probably come down with the football. Goes right through his hands, gives new life to TCU in a 3rd down.
3rd and 6 at the 42. Boykin underneath and broken up. Sanchez. Right place, right time. Cam White, the intended receiver.
Cam White's a big-bodied receiver, 6'3", 200, but you got to put it in front of him so he can use his body to wall off Sanchez. See, that ball's behind him a little bit. That allowed Sanchez to come underneath behind and make a play on the football. If that ball's out in front, see, Cam White's body would shield Sanchez away from it, and he can't get to it. The throw brought the defender into the play.
So TCU will punt it. Ethan Perry. Remember, they've been tricky tonight. Perry, end over end, down, Bennett. Fielded at the 13. 11:25 to go in the fourth. Their defense holds, but Blake Bell and the Oklahoma offense have to step up. We'll see if they can right after this. Been a physical football game tonight here in Norman, Oklahoma. Only 5 yards of offense in the second half for OU. 3 3-and-outs. Bell. Caught. Saunders. They'll get out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Prior to that completion, Blake Bell was over his last 6.
Really like the call, though, by Josh Heupel. If you look at the offensive plays, 12 total yards, 10 plays for Oklahoma. I like the call, though. You figure you're going to stack it and try and run it deep in your own territory. Give a nice little safe pass off the play action. Gain themselves a little bit of ground in second and short.
A 7-yard pickup. Heupel. Far side this time. Shepard will pick up the first down and more. So back-to-back 7-yard gains for the Sooners.
One thing about these two teams with the personalities of their head coaches is that neither one of them goes turtle, do they?
No.
They don't go into a shell and back off. Both of them will continue to be aggressive no matter what the situation.
First down to the 27. Clay straight ahead with a huge hole, and he'll get in. Marcus Mallett with the tackle. But the offensive line for OU firing off the ball, led by Gabe Eichner.
This is where Bill Beatenbow, the new offensive line coach, you know what he's been talking about since the spring. There will come a time when you're going to get challenged in a big way, and you have to have a drive. In this season, this is that time.
Play again. And he won't pick up the first down. Davion Pearson, who's been wonderful tonight.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City native comes back home and is playing a big game. There's Bill Beatenbow, the offensive line coach. And you know what he's saying right now, fellas? Fire off, pick up another first down on 3rd and short. Do you go Belldozer here, or are you handing it off inside?
I say you go Belldozer. 3rd and 2. Williams, and he'll push forward. Looks like he gets it.
This is good running here. You know why? Because you're not thinking about bouncing it and breaking it big when a first down is what's necessary. Put your head down and keep pushing and keep pushing. It's close, but he got the spot. Trey Miller blocking against Terrell Lathan helped him get the first down.
From the 37. Bell pulls it out. Over the middle. And caught. Slide and grab by Bester. A 19-yard gain.
Let's see if they pick up the tempo here after the first down. But Bell in the pocket, stands and delivers with good pass protection. Well thrown, and a nice job by Bester going down and getting it. Another first down throw dialed up by Josh Heupel.
Here's Bell. Underneath, Shepard. And he's roughed up at the line of scrimmage. Chucky Hunter, who's also been a wall on that defensive line, comes up with the tackle.
That's a big league play by Hunter, wasn't it? Big defensive tackle, reading the inside screen and coming from his spot down in the pit and coming out, knocking and making the tackle. We saw Chuka and Dulue do that earlier for Oklahoma.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Les Bell. From the pocket, incomplete. Intended for Saunders. Bell with no fear of the oncoming rush.
But the pressure is getting to him a little bit. You notice on the last throw, that was mostly an arm throw. The feet were not clean in front of him for him to step in and make the normal pass. Thus, he was high on the delivery.
So a big 3rd down and 10 for Oklahoma. Can TCU's defense get him off the field again? Bell. With time. Bell. Bounces out the pocket. Bell in trouble. Bell lets it go. Good catch. Great coverage by the Horned Frogs secondary. And the Sooners have to punt it again.
Is this picture familiar? Because it's been like this a lot tonight. The coverage downfield. Where do you go with the football if you're Blake Bell? Look at that. Look at this over here. Who's open? Someone tell me. Because there's really no one there because Bell's on the move. He can't set his feet and throw it. Tries to get one to Saunders, out of bounds. TCU secondary is something else.
So Brandon Carter at his own 10. This one popped high in the air by Barnett. And they cover it at the 17. To 10 to score. Oklahoma, as the Horned Frogs come back on the field. They have 113 yards of total offense, but because of their defense, with 7:27 to go, they take over with their destiny in their own hands.
And Oklahoma's hoping that last drive gave their defense enough rest.
From the 17, Boykin over the middle. And caught. Nicely done. Slanina has been just terrific this evening.
Well, that was an ace catch right there, wasn't it? Look how he turned his body back around and catch it with his hands and keep it off the ground.
6 catches, 38 yards for Ty. A gain of 15 there. First down at the 32. It off. Raymond James stopped by Frank Shannon after a 3-yard gain.
On that last play, Gus, TCU sent their wide receivers very wide. They went to what we call a super spread, trying to make sure now that they can uncover where the pressures are going to come from Oklahoma. You see them more clearly when you spread them out that much more.
Injured Sooner on the field, Julian Wilson. Outside linebacker, Richard, sophomore from Oklahoma City. They've already lost Corey Nelson to injury. Fox College Football is sponsored by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. 13-10. Corey Nelson pads off, nursing that left shoulder. Julian Wilson had to be helped off the field. So 2 starters out of the lineup on defense for Oklahoma. And they hand it off. Catalan trying to turn a corner. He'll get to the 40. Eric Stryker hauls him down after the 4-yard gain.
And with Corey Nelson's injury, a true freshman's on the field, number 42, Dominique Alexander, who just missed the initial tackle in the backfield against B.J. Catalan, which allowed him to get downfield and make it 3rd and 3. That play should have been snuffed in the backfield. And there's Cos Everett, number 23, in the game in nickelback now for the injured Julian Wilson.
3rd down and 3 at the 39, 5:50 and counting. Empty backfield for Boykin. And he throws this behind his intended receiver, Carter. And that brings up 4th down and a major decision
I think
for Gary Patterson.
I think you're punting here, Gus, because of where they are on the field. 5:39 to go. Kick it away. Your defense has played well all night long. And give yourself a better chance. And Brandon Carter has had a tough season. He's a guy that they're counting on to be terrific. And he hasn't shown what he normally can show. Broken hand in camp, and has probably never really recovered overall. Flashes, but not what they expect.
Ethan Perry punting from the 25. Off the side of his foot. And he'll get a bounce. Picked up by Saunders, who's pressing down at the 17. Good special teams play, Deontay Gray. So here we go, folks. 5:30 to go in the 4th. 3-point game. Oklahoma takes over at their own 18, wanting to eat the clock. TCU needs the ball back. And a handoff. Brennan Clay. He'll get to the 25, a 7-yard gain.
You know what ran through my head on the break? Is that tonight, one terrific defensive performance will be wasted because both of them have been magnificent. But one of them is going to be disappointed at the end of the evening. You've blown a great defensive job.
2nd down and 3. 5 minutes to play. Another handoff. Left flag. Breaks it. Watch out. At midfield. Does he have the speed? Yes, he does. Touchdown. OU. And the Sooners take a 19-10 lead.
Play's supposed to break here, but the hole comes back here. Watch the vision of Clay. Right there, look at that. And now, it's just straight sprint. TCU bunched the line, crowded the line of scrimmage. That allowed Clay to get to the 3rd level on 2 steps and took it the distance.
Extra point good. Brennan Clay, the senior from San Diego, with the longest run of his career. And somewhere Barry Switzer is saying on his birthday, that's how you run the ball in Oklahoma.
An OU staple, the big run. Trevon Boykin gonna have to find a way to rally his team because they need the 2 scores with 4:37 to go. Gary Patterson talking right there, Jonathan Anderson. My guess is about the run fit because the way that broke backside, no one home at all. People in the wrong gaps, and that's rare for a TCU defense. And as you noted, Gus, Brennan Clay, the longest run of his career, he is having a magnificent season.
Prior to that run, OU had rushed 31 times for 103 yards, and they get 76, courtesy of Brennan Clay.
How about the vision of Clay on that play, Gus? That ball was supposed to go to the left side. Zone run. He sees it backside, sees the gap, gets right to it. The offensive line has done a nice job. Big guys up front, Gabe Eichert. Of course, Neela, Kalasati, Bronson Irwin, Darrell Williams on the right side on that play.
A look at the AP top 11.
And you can see right at the top, easy games for Alabama, Oregon, Clemson. Ohio State trailing now at number 4. Stanford and Washington coming up. Georgia barely survives Tennessee in overtime. Louisville easy. Florida State monster win over Maryland. A&M idle. LSU now jumping on Mississippi State. And the thriller right here in Norman. Oklahoma up 10 down the stretch.
Boykin breaks contain. Boykin throws on the run. Caught! Porter out of bounds at the 30. David Porter, the junior from DeSoto, Texas, with a gain of 45. And just like that, the Horned Frogs are deep in Oklahoma territory.
And Gus, they made that play in the vicinity of the All-American corner, Aaron Colvin. That's not a play you're supposed to give up as an All-American corner. The only thing I can think is his eye discipline was wrong, and he saw the scramble in the backfield and lost contain.
1st and 10 at the 30. Boykin again. Boykin in trouble with a spin, and he'll go down. A loss of 2. Jordan Wade making 4. Wraps him up.
He's played a nice game tonight. You called his name on a number of occasions. Not normally a starter, but boy, he's really filled in well. Just look in the middle. Just watch the pick. Tane, and then Wade late breaks through past Joey Hunt, the center. Tapper guides him into it, spills him right to him for the tackle.
2nd and long. Boykin drops it off. Screen. Catalan with space. Catalan juking. And he goes down at the OU 10. A 26-yard gain.
How about hitting him with the screen after all the pressure? Well called by Jaron Anderson, the co-offensive coordinator. Use the pressure of Oklahoma against them.
1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Boykin handing it off. And B.J. Catalan will drag defenders for 2 yards. Second and goal at the 8.
Clock's ticking on him.
Boykin rolling. Boykin running. Boykin! Touchdown TCU! Wow! The Horned Frogs answer in 5 plays. And with 2:26 to go, they have a chance to cut this game to 3.
And the Oklahoma staff believes that there was a hold downfield against one of their players that helped contribute to the play, but the individual effort of Trevon Boykin was magnificent.
2:26 to go in the 4th. Turning out to be a thriller here in Norman. What a second half as we take another look at the Trevon Boykin touchdown.
Let's take a look to the right side of the screen, because watch Boykin make this effort. See him get outside, and they believe Julian Wilson got held on the pass rush, but that was not called. But Boykin's maneuvers and getting to the end zone. And how about that, Gus, in not a tremendous amount of time. There's Mike Stoops, the defense coordinator, wanting the call and not getting it. If that play had come closer, I think he would have helped make the tackle. There's Julian Wilson there back on the field. But look at the reaction from TCU. They're right back there.
So with 2:26 to go, do you onside kick it or do you kick it deep?
I think they kick it deep and count on the defense again. They've given up one big sprint tonight. Kick it deep and play.
And they kick it deep.
You've got to be kidding me. Talk about the best laid plans, and that happens? Look at Coach
Free
P.
kick, out of bounds, kicking team. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
You can't believe it. Kick it out of bounds? You know what he's thinking? This is all you do all day. Kick it. Jared Overcrow. And 2 timeouts for TCU on defense.
So first down to the 35 for Blake Bell. He'll run it. Yeah. Oh, beautiful open field tackle by Chris Hackett. And a timeout call by the Horned Frogs. Next Saturday, the American League's best teams will look to their brightest stars to lead them to victory in the ALCS and move them one step closer to the World Series. The Legends are born in October, and our coverage of baseball's postseason begins next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with Game 1 of the ALCS only on Fox.
Now, a big decision has to be made by Josh Heupel and the offensive staff at Oklahoma. How important is this first down to you in possession? Because your defense just gave up an easy, let's say a relatively easy touchdown in a short amount of time. Is possession more important to you than kicking it away and playing defense? Meaning, do you try and bleed the clock and just take 3 downs, run the ball, and kick it to them? Or you try and get a first down, make them use all their timeouts, and go? We'll see now here on the second down call which way Oklahoma's leaning.
2nd and 11. Damian Williams in the backfield behind Bell. Bell wants to run it with a hole. Blake Bell, first down OU. That's a big one there.
That first down is massive because now you've already bled 1 timeout from TCU. Now you're starting a new set of downs, and they have 1 timeout left.
Oklahoma had 4 quarterback rushes of 10 or more yards all of last season with Bell and also Trevor Knight. They have 18 this year, 3 tonight.
I don't think any bigger than that one right there, though.
First down and 10 at the 47. Here's the handoff. Williams. No gain on the play. Horned Frogs will call their final timeout. Marcus Mallett with the hit. So let's recap it for you.
The big special teams play off of the kickoff. Oklahoma can't get the ball. Derek Kendrick does, and that leads to this. A touchdown run by Trevon Boykin, and TCU's back in it. And Oklahoma appeared to about put this game away. 76-yard sprint by Brennan Clay on their previous offensive possession. But TCU not done fighting. A big pass from Boykin deep downfield, and he finishes it off with a run into the end zone to take us here. 20-17, Oklahoma with 1:30 to go. Gus, do you let the Belldozer go again at this stage, or do you keep running it inside and tell your guys to wrap up and hold on to it?
On 2nd down, just hold on to the ball. and keep running it. TCU out of timeouts. Here's Bell. Cuts it inside. Look at the power runner. The bulldozer, folks. And that'll do it. Blake Bell. I'm the quarterback at Oklahoma.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a full-grown young man. If there was any doubt, Gus, about the physicality being back in the offense at Oklahoma, erase it right there. That's your quarterback running over one of the better secondary players in the country in Sam Carter.
If you didn't know, folks, the quarterback at OU is number 10. Enough said. As you take a look at what's coming up, Red River Shootout next week. Texas wins by a hair against Iowa State on Thursday. Then Kansas. And if Coach Stoops can get by those two, we may see a heck of a ball game when Texas Tech comes to town.
Talking about a stretch there, Texas Tech and then Baylor on a Thursday night game in Waco. That could mean everything in the Big 12 if they continue on that collision course.
Final play. Coach Patterson's team coming up short. Bob Stoops. His defense outstanding. Some timely plays by Brennan Clay and Blake Bell. And the Oklahoma Sooners remain undefeated, 5-0, as they defeat TCU 20-17 here in Norman. (20-17) our final score. Oklahoma hangs on to beat TCU. The Sooners undefeated at 5-0, 2-0 in Big 12 play. What a football game.
Fantastic, and we are in the season of the Major League Baseball playoffs. So if you like well-pitched defensive games in baseball, that's what you got here tonight in college football that ended almost with a walk-off home run. The big sprint by Brennan Clay that provided the final margin of victory for Oklahoma. I thought both defenses were magnificent tonight, and TCU is going to feel like they wasted one.
Also, one of our leading men in this evening's dramatic outcome, Blake Bell, and our Christina Pink had a chance to catch up with the Belldozer right after the game.
Blake, the Belldozer is back. Several quarterback runs tonight, none bigger than that fourth down and the ones late here in the fourth quarter. What did you get from the defense that allowed you to go?
Well, they just were, giving us a certain kind of look, and we were taking what they're giving us. Offensive line did a great job of blocking, running back, getting on the linebacker, and then we made a play.
What did your defense give you tonight? They made some big plays. It seemed like it was a defensive struggle early in this game.
Defense was huge tonight. They played so well. Helped us out a lot. Offensively, we struggled there. Couldn't move the ball, but can't give enough credit to those guys.
All right, Bell with the 13 and 17-yard runs on the final drive to run out the clock as we take a look at what's taking place in the Big 12.
Yeah, that was Thursday night. Dramatic victory for Texas, disputed by Iowa State, but it goes in the ledger for the Longhorns. Texas Tech spotted 10 points at Kansas today, overwhelmed them in a big way. True freshman quarterback Baker Mayfield playing well. A huge win for Oklahoma State today, trying to right the ship after an upset loss last week. And Baylor, they're for real. Look at what they put down on West Virginia. If you haven't heard of Bryce Petty, get an idea. This young man can play.
All right, the final score from Norman, Oklahoma, the Sooners with a 20-17 win over the Horned Frogs of TCU. Join us tomorrow for America's #1 pregame show as the guys take you right up to kickoff with previews and analysis of all the big games. For more postgame coverage of our game and the day in college football, please turn to Fox Sports 1. Coming up next on Fox, except on the West Coast, is local news followed by animation domination. For Charles Davis and Christina Pink, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long from OU.